A new idea for us. It worked really well when we did it with Indochino last fall, and we're really excited to do it again. Beautiful space with the profile, an amazing company, a great CEO founder, beautiful people, wonderful crowd, and without any further ado, I think we're going to get started.
Let's do it.
Cool. So I promise I'm not playing Clash of Clans. I thought I was going to be doing cue cards, and I thought, you know what, might as well be using my phone. I got a whole bunch of questions, some fun, some less fun. Some challenging, a little all over the place, but
let's do it.
Yeah, let's see. Where to start? You know what? Let's jump in. And question number one: how bummed are you that the Canucks are down 2-1 in the series?
Well, if it was 2-1, I would be totally more excited, but I think we're at 3-1 now?
3-1. Oh, crap, it's 3-1. Sorry, it's 2-0 when I wrote the questions.
I actually noticed that in the email, but I'm not going to say anything.
Just because you're going to call me out here?
Yeah, but then, just to get people like slightly more excited, oh wow, we're only down 2-1 now. It's 3-1. I'm pretty bummed. Actually, I'm not as bummed as I was. It was in 2011. Everyone remembers our epic run, right? Or maybe it's repressed. I was in Germany, and actually Dave, one of my good buddies here, we are in Germany and just 9 hours ahead, right? So we watched Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals we watched Game 1 and 2. Game 7 was on my birthday, and I watched it from 2 a.m. until 5 a.m. because they're 9 hours ahead. And everyone knows the outcome of that game, and I think after that episode, I told myself I'm not going to let the Canucks bum me out as much as they bum me out on this specific birthday. So I'm not as bummed as I was a little while ago, and a little bit of my Canucks magic died, so it definitely needs to be reignited. But I think we're going to win tonight. Let's do it. Woo.
Yeah.
Right? For good or for bad, I don't quit, so usually I'm quite persistent about things we got to do, and sometimes, you know, like most team members, it can be kind of annoying, but it's sort of the role you got to play, right? So, yeah, tenacious is sort of, I guess, what they usually spit back at me. I'm usually not happy about it. But
an absolutely necessary quality if you're building something, though. Tell me about the first person you hired. Why? Why them?
First person I hired. You know, it's a tough question to answer because for the Solderites in the room who might know part of the story, we didn't really start like a conventional startup for a company that hires a bunch of people. We didn't have any money for a pretty long time, so we started with the intern model. We had a lot of people who were mainly volunteers. We were all volunteers for a while, right? So we had we had student groups who do their projects on Tengu. We had people who just work part-time, so it's just been a blur of volunteers, but the actual sort of first hire, once we got over that hump, was one of our back-end developers, Josh, who was with us for a couple years. And why did I hire him? I mean, he was just really talented, great developer, one of the many in Vancouver, lots of great talent here. And you know, one thing I found this out about him later. He's like extremely loyal and like really an honest guy. And I didn't put that much weight on that 2 years ago. I just thought of like who is the most talented guy out there. But I actually learned in the last 2 years that loyalty is a huge thing for startup, because it's so hard to hire and find a developer, especially in Vancouver. And if they're ones that are going to be attracted to like a big Google paycheck, or you've got Twitter down the street, you've got so many big companies, you're really in trouble. So definitely the honesty part is what I put the most value on with them.
Have you fired anybody yet?
You know what? I haven't. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But like with a lot of sort of the people that have showed up willingly and have really wanted to contribute, they've always kind of left like almost at the perfect time when they're about to finish school and they kind of like need a full salary because they're like going to be moving out of their home, and we're like, we don't have money. So usually it's just like everyone's mainly done mini internships with Tengu, and the rest have been founders who are on sweat equity, and they're all still involved with the company one way or another. So like, yeah, it's kind of a hard question to answer. So I'd say to no one for now, which I guess is good. Yay, right?
Blank check. You write whatever number you want on there. And
Okay.
the catch, you got to give it to someone else. Who and why?
Who wants a blind check? Oh, so you're like, I don't know. That's actually a really easy one to answer. They're sitting in the front row. My family. In fact, I don't think there'd be enough white space on that check to properly repay them for all the things that I put them through living as a crazy startup entrepreneur. Meaning that, I'll let them maybe tell you personal stories a little bit later on in the networking period. But no, I mean, seriously, like, to start a startup, you have to literally, live at home, basically be completely dependent on your parents. This is pre-funding, of course, right? Even with funding, because you got to pay that to your employees, right? So no, I think definitely parents and support system, those are the people that they're really investing in you. And my dad always says as a joke that whenever he does a favor for me, he says my dog house better be getting bigger when you make it big, because we have a running joke that I'm going to put in the dog house. I don't know why you say that, but basically, yeah, they do a lot of stuff for me, and I need more than a blank check to repay it. So I'm definitely in debt to them, and well, a lot of my friends and family as well. So, and acquaintances from Solder and everyone. So yeah, but parents first, and they can distribute after.
What was the last costume you wore? Appropriate costumes only.
Anyone else here? Oh, hands up. Tatiana, what were you for Halloween? Sorry? Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Speak up a little bit.
All right. Okay, we don't have mics. Right, we don't do mics. Okay. Well, anyone else here remember what they were for the last Halloween?
Luigi.
Now, for half the people who don't remember and are thinking 2, 3, 4, 5 years back, and they still can't remember, and we all probably know why, I'm in that boat, so I can't answer that question. I actually have no idea. I don't know. Do you know?
Zuckerberg.
Huh?
Mike Zuckerberg.
Oh yes, right. Because I borrowed his outfits. I borrowed the sweatpants. I borrowed yes. Mark Zuckerberg was one of them. Yes, there you go. You gotta have friends. Thanks, Dave.
Let's say we throw a crazy Halloween party this year and you're invited. What are you going to wear?
I might go nude.
You might not be invited.
Probably a good idea.
How would your team describe you in one word? Tangu now. Every great business looks to solve a problem. What's the problem that Tangu is looking to solve?
I really believe the problem that we solve, especially in Vancouver, is around social disconnection. I really think that no matter how social we feel right now, and no matter how long we've lived here, I think that everyone's always a little bit lonely at certain moments. And I think especially in Vancouver, it's a city where there's a ton of new people, a ton of immigrants, a ton of expats. It can be a lonely city. And I think also, in Vancouver, it's a city it's so expensive, right? We're notorious for being a no fun city. Not saying it's not fun, but it's not New York, right? It's something that has a bit of not the best dating scene, and there's been a whole bunch of bickering online about, oh, why can't people get along, right? So it's like this really interesting city with a ton of social dynamics that aren't really working out. And I feel like the only way to get more connected is to get out of the house, get off your phone, and go see people in real life. Do it through an event, go to a bar, do something interesting. And I think the problem is that when we go try and do something new, we're overwhelmed with the Yelps of the world, where there's 1,000 restaurants to go to, and you have no idea where to go. And I think people get in this inertia where they go to the same spots over and over again, and you have no desire to get out of that sort of inertia to go do something different, which of course causes collisions of new people and gets you connected, unless there's a really easy way to do it. So we say that we help you make better impressions in less time. We help sort of filter through the noise, find out who you are, what your mood is, so look at your name tags. What is your mood? What do you feel like doing in this moment? And then we sort of curate some of the best restaurant and bar experiences around you, and at the perfect moment say, go here, this person's there, this is the mood you feel like, and this is the context that this restaurant or bar best fits. And that's kind of a bit of sort of how we attack that problem. But it really is about that social disconnection. We don't just recommend restaurants, it's to get you socially connected, whether it be for business, for relationship, even just to connect with your friends. So a lot of the essence is from my experience living in Barcelona, and it's a metaphor. It's the fact that like a tango dance, two things. You guys heard about this before, right? Actually, do you guys wanna tell everyone what tango means? We talked about it before.
Oh, I'm gonna get it wrong.
That's all right.
Okay, well, you can jump in if I mess this up. But you said that it was because it comes from the dance. I think you meant the tango.
There you go.
And you said that the two things about the tango are, number one, you know the next step,
So
presumably
movement. Yeah.
if you are good at the tango. And number two is you feel a connection to to the person that you're dancing with.
Exactly. Can you round of applause? So we started like that. It was through a school project. The first actual product was when I was back at UBC. So for us who went to UBC know that there are very little things to do on campus. So yeah, we wanted to be social, and there's the pit, which is awesome on Wednesdays. So not bashing the pit at all, and it's closing, which is sad. But I wanted an easier way to do something new and do it in a way where I could actually go somewhere that I knew was going to be great for what I felt like. So we started off doing these, we call them resto cocktail hops. And I think there's some people in the room here who went on these events. Put your hand if you went to Old Tengu nights. Nice. So basically, picture, so we want to take all the friction of going out, like all the hassles. Lineups, splitting a bill, picking a restaurant, meeting people, everything. So